Back from the grave, it's Josh from CompuCentric. This time, instead of upgrading or testing a desktop, I've got something special. This is a gaming workstation laptop from 2010, and back when this laptop was released, it was remarkably fast. Inside of this thick boy is a first generation i7 720QM processor. While running at only 1.6 GHz, it packed a punch. With 4 cores and 8 threads, it was much faster than most laptops available at the time. Prior to 2010, you would find that most laptops contained a dual-core Core 2 Duo. Intel really plunged into the deep end with the introduction of the Core i series. Of course, more power meant more electricity. Using the old heavy 9-cell 93 watt-hour battery, you can expect an hour or less with all the power-saving features enabled. Even with a new battery, many people have reported only 3 hours or less of battery. For this laptop in particular, it was one of the most premium business workstation laptops that you could buy at the time. Featuring a backlit keyboard, a still good-looking 15-inch 1080p screen, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and decent speakers, with a partial faux leather finish in what was considered to be a thin body. It was a no-compromise laptop, and the price tag showed that. It cost a heavy $1,700 for the base model with an i5. This laptop, in particular though, was upgraded to an Intel i7 and had the 640GB hard drive switched out for a much faster 240GB SSD. But in modern times, will this redeem the laptop, or is it all in vain? For the specs, it has an Intel i7 720QM, 4GB of RAM, and a Radeon HD 4670M with 1GB of VRAM. So how does it hold up today? The question that I'm sure many of you have, or are trying to get off your mind, is if the Studio XPS can play Fortnite. To my surprise, it was actually possible, but it really wasn't great. At the lowest settings, a resolution of 640 by 360, sub 480p, and the FPS locked at 30, I was only able to get an average of 22 FPS with a 1% low of 8. Checking the RAM usage, you can see that it was well over our maximum of 4 gigs. Along with this observation, by alt-tabbing and re-entering the window, the FPS would constantly hit our set maximum of 30, suggesting that the 4 gigs of RAM was actually holding our system back. PUBG Mobile, one of my new favorite titles to test on low-end computers, ran well enough for a pleasurable experience, achieving an average FPS of 34 and a 1% low of 2. While the 1% low might look off-putting, the game only stuttered when jumping out of the plane, occasionally while driving fast, dying, or perhaps winning a match. CSGO, a game that's somehow still popular to this day, played well enough for a casual experience. The FPS was very smooth, at least until you were near any smoke. This is reflected in the numbers, as in the community benchmark, the laptop scored an average of 57 FPS with a 1% low of 4. However, in a real match, while the average FPS was nearly the same, the 1% low jumped up to a much higher 24 FPS. The Studio XPS is good enough to try out the game, but just don't play it with any try-hard friends if you want to avoid the blame of any losses. Although this laptop can play some lighter games, you're better off staying away from them, as the fan speed would go up to 100% and the laptop would get dangerously hot at around 80 degrees Celsius. Now for the main event, video editing. I previously edited half of a video for my gaming channel on this laptop. My gaming channel is called Baldi2, and you should totally go check it out if you like video game meme montages. But I accidentally deleted all of the files, so I edited this video that you're watching by using this laptop. In general, as long as you're editing a simple video with few special effects, this laptop would provide a decent scrubbing and timeline performance. But if you plan on using a lot of effects like chroma key, similarly to my videos on my gaming channel, then you should probably look at something much newer and more powerful. As for the keyboard's typing experience, it was very good. In fact, I typed the whole script for this video on it. Oh no, I've been exposed. This video is scripted. Where were we? Oh yes, the typing experience. The keys feel very spongy and it feels odd, but not bad. While they obviously aren't mechanical, the keys have a lot of travel and feel quite tactile. The touchpad, on the other hand, was much worse experience, and it was small and cramped, and most of the time, you'd be better off plugging in a mouse. Now for the problems I had with the laptop. On Windows 10, Bluetooth didn't work, I had to use several workarounds to install 5-year-old display drivers, and the laptop would blue screen if the lid was shut. Overall, I'd recommend a new i3 laptop over this old beast, as it will do everything better, plus you won't have to be constantly tethered to the wall. If you enjoy this type of video, drop a like and subscribe for more. My name is Josh, and I'll see you next time.